Hello, welcome to another video. And Halo finally is looking on the up and up. If you're new to the channel, I really enjoy Halo. I have enjoyed Halo since Halo 3. I didn't know Halo 1 or 2, so I'm sorry. Gives me a little knock. But earlier in the year, I came back to Halo Infinite because I played it a lot at launch. Kind of stopped because the content and everything, it was like, the gameplay felt good, but it just didn't feel like there was enough reason to keep playing it. Still kind of feel like that. Maybe I'll hop on Halo Infinite and just see what's new, because I haven't played it in a while. But really, haven't really played Halo in a while. I was thinking of doing like a campaign playthrough this year at some point, but there's just so many other games right now that it ain't happening right now. But earlier in the year, I got back into it, was playing it a whole bunch, really enjoyed it. I really do like Halo Infinite story. Some people really didn't like it. I personally did like it. The open world wasn't the greatest thing with me, but I don't think it was the worst thing ever. But this doesn't have anything to do with Halo Infinite itself, but more so has everything to do with the future of Halo. If you didn't hear, you're probably not on Twitter at all, because this blew up big time. Halo's had their yearly championship type of thing this past weekend. Before the finals, I think it was, they announced some bombshell news, which is always fun. They also released an article with it. It's an Xbox Wire article. Be sure to go into it. It explains everything in more detail than this video is me talking is going to. The main points that I'm going to talk about is number 1, 343 Industries is dead. Kinda. Number 2, Halo is now leaving its engine and doing only Unreal Engine 5. And number 3, there is multiple Halo games currently in the works. People have been calling for the heads of 343 Studios for a long time now. In this article, there's a good quote from the new head of the people overlooking Halo. There's been 2 chapters of Halo. Number 1 is Bungie. Number 2 is 343. He's not wrong. And there were 2, everyone, chapter 1 clears chapter 2 by a landslide. They decided they want to do a brand new branch kind of thing. So it's 343 Studios is being completely rebranded to Halo Studios. Why didn't they just name whatever worked on Halo? Why wouldn't it just have its own studio at this point? I don't know. But, oh well. This also, I think, doesn't necessarily mean that 343 is completely gone. From what I've seen and such, people talking, the main leadership of 343 that has overlooked a lot of the recent Halo games they're gone, and now it's all new leadership, stuff like that. So there's obviously optimism. I'm not going to just sit here and say every future Halo game and stuff is going to be amazing because of this, because 343 Studios is now rebranded to Halo Studios. It feels like they understand that there was something not working. And at the same time, it almost feels a little shitty in the fact of they're just doing this to make people happy. Because people, if the next Halo game came out and people that aren't fully invested in knowing what's going on see Halo Studios made it instead of 343, they might not instantly know it's the same thing rebranded. So I think there's some PR kind of, there's a stigma around 343 because of the recent Halo games, which is fair. So they're rebranding the Halo Studios to try and nullify some of that, try to get them on better ground with the future Halo games, I think. And really, because they say there's a new culture, there's a new vision, all this stuff. They talk about it in the article, more quotes of it, which is obviously nice to hear. It'll be a lot nicer to actually see it in future games. Number 2, the biggest news about this. Halo is officially getting rid of the Slipspace engine, I think it is, and all the future Halo games are going to be made Unreal 5. I don't know if Unreal 6 one day, Lord knows, they will just move to that probably. But the big deal is Halo had its own legit engine for Halo games. They built it from the ground up, everything like that, which over time made it very obvious that it was the engine that was causing a lot of the back end type of problems for Halo. So obviously keeping up your own engine while updating it and making sure the bugs and all this kind of stuff, new stuff fits in, all this, all that kind of stuff, learning it, which is another big thing, is like new developers that would come in would have to sit there and learn this engine, which no other real studios are using, I would assume, or not nearly as many as something like Unreal Engine. And then they'd have to take the time to learn it, which obviously hurts content, updates, stuff like that. So it seems like Halo Infinite was always kind of working like this battle with trying to keep the engine, making updates that fit in with the engine, rather than a lot of other games that run on Unreal 5 or something, and they're like, we know what we're doing with this. We can just churn stuff out. If people want to change, if we understand something's not working, it's easier for them to fix that way, it seems like, than an engine that is more niche. I don't know. I like trying to, put this into my work position. Like if I'm like in an accounting thing, if I'm using an accounting software that is like a universal known thing by a lot of companies, it's a lot easier for people to move between those companies than if they went to something where it's like only 2 companies use this software because they made it themselves and it's this great software, but you're going to take time to learn it rather than just using industry standard type of thing. That's my get from all this, is that hopefully this is going to make stuff a lot more efficient and will, I don't know, make developers happier as well, which kind of seems like lost in translation a little bit with this. Is like, just developers are hopefully going to just be happier working on Halo through Unreal 5 versus Slipspace. I will say they released a 6-minute kind of demo-like video of what Halo looks like in Unreal 5. It made it seem very, very obvious that there's going to be some old Halo remake type situation in Unreal, because the Master Chief that it showed off, it looked like Halo CE Master Chief. I guess, everyone's making remakes now. It's been 10 years-ish, I think, maybe even more. I think more than the last CE remake when they made the Anniversary Edition. So, sure, I will say the Master Chief did look a little weird in it. Now, I'm going to just pump the brakes on myself with that and just be like, it was just a demo. I'm sure, like, if they're going to full, like, release Halo 6, let's just call it, or I guess it would be 7 at this point. God, they're fucked, eh? That it's going to be, like, extremely polished and look, as clear and up to date and everything. It's Xbox flagship game. They want it to look like an advancement in technology. So I think I'm just being a little dumb in my own head seeing it the first time, just also because it looks so different. But a lot of the worlds, a lot of other environments and stuff did look really cool. They looked really good. They looked really Halo. And it's fun to just see how Unreal 5 can do a Halo game. And with that being said, they announced that there is multiple Halo games currently in development, I'll just call it. Lord knows what stage of development they are all on, but it says they're all going to be through Unreal 5, which definitely, I think, bodes well for the games being produced at a much more efficient manner, and when they come out, they will hopefully have more content in them, will look better, will be not, 6 years between releases type of situation, and have a bunch of bugs, have a bunch of delays. And I've said this before, that the Halo universe is so big that it feels like they could make so many different types of games. And I feel like they can do more spin-offs where it doesn't necessarily include the Master Chief. He's obviously center character. The center of the Halo universe includes Master Chief, so he has to be in every mainline game. I would want to play him as him in every mainline game, essentially, type of thing. But doing a spin-off type of series, you can look at the other areas, look at the Marines, look at the Covenant, look at the Flood. There's just so much that can be done, which is really exciting to think about. And doing Unreal 5, it makes it seem like they will have the ability to actually work on a lot of these different games at the same time, and you can take certain, ideas and whatnot from various different projects, stuff like that, which I don't know. Like, the slip space engine must have been absolutely fucking terrible to deal with, and I'm pretty sure there is like articles you can read that it isn't very user friendly type of situation, especially compared to something like Unreal 5, which makes it so much more sense why they're switching. But overall, I think this is really good news for Halo. Hopefully this means we're not waiting too long for future Halo stuff. We really haven't had much. We haven't had any story DLC with Halo Infinite, which kind of sucks with like the future of like, are they gonna like hit the reboot button again, or like how do we move forward from here for like the Halo universe with like, what the fuck are they called? The Endless. Is that storyline gonna keep going? Are they gonna go off of Infinite and stuff? So much of that is like, I don't know. It's very interesting to see. And I'll just say it's a great thing that Halo finally has some sort of momentum, I'll say. Hopefully, the rebrand of 343 Studios or Industries to Halo Studios is not just some bullshit rebrand that doesn't really change much. We'll find out. I'll be like nervously excited for any future Halo. Well, I'll say that, but like I'll be super excited when it's first announced, and then it will set in like, let's see if this is legit. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Consider subscribing. Helps the channel a bunch. Consider leaving a comment on your thoughts on the whole Halo news, the 343 news, the Unreal Engine 5 news, the multiple games. Comment what game ideas you have for the Halo universe. In my head, just like quickly like there's so many that are potentially there in different genres that they could do. So it's really exciting. Finally, some good, exciting Halo news. But that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.